Imagine the weight of being accused of a brutal crime like murder, where every detail of your court appearance could unfairly color the minds of potential jurors. Now, what if a judge ruled that you could ditch the prison jumpsuit for everyday clothes to keep things as impartial as possible? That's the fascinating twist in the case of Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old suspect charged with the killing of prominent right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. But here's where it gets controversial, balancing the defendant's right to be seen as innocent until proven guilty with the very real safety needs of everyone in the courtroom. Let's dive into the details and unpack what this decision really means for justice in America. In a move designed to protect Robinson's presumption of innocence, a fundamental legal principle that says no one should be judged guilty before a trial has even begun, Utah Judge Tony Graff has ruled that the accused can wear civilian clothes during pre-trial hearings. This choice is all about avoiding any subconscious bias from jurors who might see him in jail attire and jump to conclusions. To explain it simply for those new to the legal world, presumption of innocence is like a shield that every defendant gets under the U.S. Constitution. It ensures fair play by requiring prosecutors to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, not the other way around. Graff's decision underscores how even small things, like clothing, can influence perceptions, much like how a witness's attire might sway a jury's view in everyday life. Of course, it's not all freedom for Robinson. The judge mandated that he must still wear restraints during these hearings, prioritizing the safety of the courtroom, and to prevent any media from capturing images or footage that could later prejudice future jurors. Photos or videos of him in those restraints are strictly prohibited. Graff emphasized that while Robinson has no prior criminal record, the severity of the charges, aggravated murder among others, raises legitimate concerns. It's a reminder that courtrooms aren't just about fairness, they're also about security. For beginners, think of restraints as a safety net. They're used to prevent escapes or outbursts, especially in high-stakes cases like this, where emotions run high. Robinson's arrest came on September 12th, just over a day after Kirk was fatally shot while delivering a speech at Utah Valley University. Kirk, a key figure in conservative politics, drew massive attention to the case, with Graff acknowledging the massive interest during a Monday virtual hearing. Robinson wasn't physically present, but his next in-person appearance is set for January 16th. In the meantime, prosecutors in Utah County are pushing for the death penalty, which is the ultimate punishment reserved for the most egregious crimes under state law. This adds another layer of gravity. Imagine the lifelong debate over capital punishment, where some argue it deters crime, while others see it as inhumane. And this is the part most people miss. How does seeking the death penalty affect the presumption of innocence? Could it subconsciously pressure judges and juries, or is it just a tool for justice? Graff also denied Robinson's request to appear without restraints, citing the emotional intensity of the proceedings as a risk for disruption. The safety of Mr. Robinson, the attorneys, court staff, and the public must remain the court's highest priority, he stated, highlighting that restraints are the least restrictive option available. This decision sparks a broader conversation. When does protecting innocence cross into endangering others? It's a balancing act that legal experts debate endlessly, and it invites us to consider scenarios like high-profile trials where public sentiment could boil over. Ultimately, Robinson faces 7 charges, including aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, and felony discharge of a firearm. Terms that might sound intimidating, but they boil down to accusations of premeditated killing and covering it up, plus illegally firing a gun. No prior record means he's not a repeat offender, but the stakes are sky high. What do you think? Does prioritizing the presumption of innocence in such a visible case make sense, or should safety always come first? Is the push for the death penalty justified, or does it complicate the idea of a fair trial? Share your opinions in the comments. Do you agree with Judge Graff's ruling, or do you see a counterpoint that could change everything? Let's keep the discussion going.